Welcome to the AggroCast, the official podcast of AggroGamer.com. This is, crap in a bucket. It's 83. It's episode 83, the post-E3 2011 edition of the AggroCast. I'm Brian Bentley, and of course with me are David Becker and Corey Dockendorf. What's going on, guys?
What's up, buddy?
Not much at all. Just trying to get back into the swing of things.
I totally had like that cramp where I was just like, it's...
Episode,
Don't remember.
Episode crap in a bucket.
Yeah, that's... And then I remembered, so it was all good.
I like episode crap in a bucket, though.
Well, the problem is every episode ends up being crap in a bucket then. Well, for guys. Yeah. Yeah.
We don't want to be known as the crap in a bucket people.
So, no. Actually, I'm not sure. We might, anyway.
Yeah.
Might already be known like that. So we're about a week removed from E3, and I'm...
And it's over.
Yeah, but I was happy to get back, you know? I was happy to get back to my wife.
Really? Games greater than wife? Really? Come on. No?
Yeah, no. I mean, hey, man, I spent a whole week in a room with this guy right here, and
Yeah, there's nothing... Never mind.
There was nothing that...
There is quite a bit wrong spending a week with me in a room.
I hope at least there was spooning. I just want you to be aware there has to have been spooning.
No. There was no spooning at all.
No, there was that weird, like, some random, hotel person came in and put up a Connect advertisement in our bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Oh, I saw that picture on Twitter, by the way, David. That was awesome.
Well,
Yes.
what was it the second day we came back and we were joking about something, and then Brian just like walked back, or we were joking. So we had some potty humor going on or whatever. And Brian just walked back out. And he's like, "You have to see this." And I'm like, "I don't know if I want to see that."
Fantastic. Yeah, I forgot about that part. I was just like, I just walked in, I'm like, what the fuck? There's some shit stuck to the mirror. No, wait, that didn't come out right.
That totally just happened. There was spooning. There had to be spooning.
That did not come out right. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Corey, how have you been when you were not with us?
I was here, lonely, sad. I was a sad panda, really. I mean, honestly. You know what it was? I was on the other side supporting you guys. That's what I was doing. I was trying to do my best to make sure that, there was some news flowing. I was trying to make sure that I was trying to keep up with whatever's going on with so much hardware being announced in such a little time. Yeah. No, I've been good. I've been really good. For those that keep up with AggroGamer, if you've read my Daggerdale review, you can see how bitter I am. And otherwise...
Bitter?
Oh, so bitter. Otherwise, I've been great, besides that game. We'll get into that later.
I felt so bad, though, because I was, like, trying to, like, read the articles and, during E3, and, like, literally there was one day where I read the same paragraph, like, 5 times, where I was like, that's it, I'm just going to bed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So much news. I mean, it was just difficult to keep up because there was so much that people wait for. A little lackluster this year for E3, I have to say, though. I was expecting more and not as many announcements as I wanted. So.
What were you expecting?
Well, I mean, really, if you look at, like, the press conferences, Sony had a pretty good one. I mean, they had a nice piece of hardware. Ubisoft?
Oh, my God.
That one was probably the worst press conference of all time.
You obviously didn't see Konami's last year.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ubisoft was just dry. Mr. Caffeine, whoever he was, that was, like, tripping balls. I don't know what his deal was, but he needed to, like, take a chill pill or something, because he was not making it any better. But yeah, I'd probably just keeping up with all that stuff was just ridiculous. But that's, I've been good. I got a game for a little preview that I'm working on right now. I'm hoping to get a review up in the next couple of days, so everybody keep an eye out for my review of Dungeons & Siege 3 coming out here soon.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm very excited about that. Otherwise, that's it.
David, you recovered?
As recovered as I'm gonna be.
Did you get the nerd flu?
I did not get the nerd flu. I can have
Brian, nerd flu?
Yeah. No, not. I think the flu though. I just had.
No.
I just had a cough that I had trouble getting rid of for a few days.
You got the gonorrhea syphilis. It's cool. You got the nerd flu. It's fine.
Yeah. But I did what I was told. I took some penicillin. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That was the second time I got crap. No, I'm just kidding.
Does it work if you shave it all off? That's all.
Hey.
This is what spooning with David will do for you.
And we're gonna why don't we save a lot of E3 stuff for the main topic, and let's do what we've been playing that wasn't in LA.
Oh. Okay.
So Corey, why don't you start, because I'm guessing you actually played games that weren't on the show floor.
Yeah. Obviously, Dungeons and Dragons Daggerdale, which I played. Or at least I tried to play. I desperately tried to play it. Probably one of the worst games ever. Bedlam should be smacked. By the way, if you are playing Daggerdale right now, to let you guys know, the patch has been released to fix 90% of the issues that I complained about in my review, and I'll say 85% of them are still there. So, I don't know what Bedlam's deal is. I'm very disappointed with Atari's support for this whole situation, but it's just... It could have been a great game, and they really screwed that up. So besides that, drooling over Torchlight 2, lots of drooling, lots of copious notes, watching the trailer and everything else there, and otherwise playing Dungeon Siege 3, which, again, review coming soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. What I'm up to.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice. David?
Well, I got back here and I was jonesing for some Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, but I had two little things on my doorstep, which is Nukem Forever and Alice, Madness Returns.
Okay,
and
Alice.
You can look for full reviews on this site, but as of just a little quick basics, honestly, I don't see what a lot of people are bitching about with Duke Nukem. It's a first-person shooter, and it's got humor that's up my alley.
15 years later, high expectations for him. 15 years later.
Now, there's a huge outrage about, that it's very offensive. Yes, we know it's Duke Nukem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's like saying, oh, we dropped a nuclear bomb. It was bad. Yeah, it's a nuclear bomb.
This one was a bad one, so...
It happened. Let's move on. We all know. It was Duke Nukem. You can only expect so much. The game can only go so far. I mean, the game itself is very simplistic. Sex, Duke, guns, and cigars.
The
what else do you need?
story of the line, though, is... The main storyline is straight up... He's fucking recovering from the events from, the last game or whatever. Aliens come back down and kidnap his women. He wants to go save his women.
Okay, here's my thing.
Well, they obviously broke the bank on the story ideas.
I just want to take a minute while we're talking about games, about Duke Nukem real quick. Duke Nukem is for the 13-year-old boy and every man out there, is what this game is for. So any person that's saying they sat there to play the storyline is going to be severely disappointed. That's not what this game is about. This game is about senseless violence, about cursing, about sex, and about everything amazing in this world. I don't know. Just all the great things in life. But it's just a satire game. So if you're playing it for the storyline, you're going to be sadly disappointed. But that's with any Duke Nukem game, no matter now or then, regardless.
Exactly.
What else have you been playing, Dave?
I also, like I said, I was playing Alice, Madness Returns, and actually before I started playing that, I tried to play the original Alice.
Yeah.
Because it came free with the PS3 version, and...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I know you can purchase it on the PSN for $10 or something like that, but if you actually buy Alice Madness Returns, it has a voucher code inside every game box.
Nice.
I don't remember those graphics being as crappy as they were. Maybe I'm just spoiled with today's modern stuff, but I remember loving everything about Alice before when I played it. Now I'm playing it on the PS3, and I'm like, wow, how did this excite me?
Yeah, you're spoiled.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. What you should have done is you should have played something on the Wii, and then played the original Alice, and you'd be like, oh, this totally holds up.
And then I had to crap myself when I put in Madness Returns.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
that's okay. You have to consider what American McGee's Alice came out in 2000. We're 11 years later. Come on. I mean, really.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have expected it to hold up the graphically, really great, but
I didn't either. But it was just that kind of that system shock of going, man, we've come that far.
Yeah. It reminds me of, you guys ever played the original Alone in the Dark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like, at the time, I was like, this is freaking amazing. It's like in 3D. And now I think back and I'm like, oh. Like where the polygons were, the actual edges of the polygons, that was, good.
Oh, man.
And now we're like, oh my god, I could totally see tearing in polygons.
Okay, so I have a situation like that this week, actually, since we're on confessions and what you've been playing. So I downloaded the PlayStation Network package, and got all my free games and whatnot,
right.
Free downloads. Well, one of the games, I remember, I have a 5-year-old daughter, as we last discussed with Barbie, so I downloaded Lilo and Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a game from, back in the PlayStation days, PlayStation 1, right? Horrible graphics. Horrible. Just blocks everywhere. It's really surprising to see Disney Interactive to do something that low quality with what they've been doing lately. I mean, so I was really surprised. But yeah, that was my experience recently, that I was just like, wow, this is horrible.
No, dude, that's a PS1 classic.
Oh yeah, well, I don't care what it is.
I didn't even know it came out on the system, but it's apparently
Neither did I.
Classic.
Didn't even know it until I could download it. I mean, seriously.
It's a classic. Well, is that it, David, then?
Yeah, that's all I've been playing since I got back from all of the random stuff at
Random
E3.
stuff. Wow.
I've been hoping, I was wishing I could play some of the stuff we looked at E3, but...
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could play some of the stuff you looked at E3.
For me, I was playing Final Fantasy III on the plane on my 3DS. Quick thing on the 3DS thing, I made over 200 street passes during E3,
Mm-hmm.
including, and David already knows this, and if you actually read my Twitter, you know this, including Reggie from Nintendo. Got his Mii.
Nice.
Yeah. I got all the puzzle pieces that you can collect, and I've pretty much finished the Mii Quest thing, so... I also got a bunch of Street Fighter Street Passes, and got my ass handed to me many, many times, because my little statuette things suck, but whatever. But other than that, other than Final Fantasy III, I've been playing really 2 games. I've been continuing my quests in Persona. I am now over the 200-hour mark.
Wow.
Only 200 hours.
Let it go. Move on, man. Seriously, 200 hours? Think about that. That's 200 hours of your life you're never getting back.
The game is that good. I do the minute they, I cannot wait for them to announce Persona 5. I need to play that game. It's gonna be awesome. I'm at a bonus boss now, right before the very, very final true ending boss. And I've been playing this retarded game on Steam called 4 Elements, which I got on a Steam deal of the day. And it's kind of like a, 3 or more match jewel things. And what they don't tell you is that in between the jewel things, you have really retarded, the picture match, like where there's the 2 pictures and you have to find the discrepancies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the in-between meta game for the entire game. It's, yeah. It's pretty retarded. Do not waste any money on this game. Although I can't seem to stop playing it, so maybe that's
Right.
yeah.
I'm going to schedule an intervention. 200 hours? Really? I know kids that play Final Fantasy VII, not nearly that long. So, let it go. Let's move on. Let's press on. There are new games in the world. You can go play them.
Actually, I just got L.A. Noire in the mail.
You bastard.
It was a deal of the day on Amazon for $40. It just came out, so I bought it, and I played the first mission. It's pretty awesome, but I was really tired, and I'm like, I should not play this game tired.
That's funny.
Well, I mean, it actually requires you to like look around and like be observant and think, and I'm like, I'm kind of tired. Maybe I shouldn't be thinking right now. So, and that is about all. But I am trying to make sure I have plenty of games on hand for leaving on Monday to head out to England for a few days and then to Ireland for a couple of days. So, going to make sure I have my 3DS charged and ready.
And you and I already have the same minds that you're drinking a Guinness while you're out there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, clear.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hoping to do a little plant, tour thing. See what I can do. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I did not get a community spotlight thing. I keep forgetting until after I've already started the call. So that's how I've written it down next week.
We had somebody last
but
week, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but E3 kind of overshadowed it. So no, I have nothing.
All right, good. Okay. So we're really on top of that. If any of the listeners have somebody or some charity or something they'd like to spotlight, let us know. Because obviously we kind of suck at this right now. I'm working on it.
You know what? If we really need one, I have a great one called Dave Aid. It's where you can give me money.
Oh, jeez.
What?
I think. Email Brian with your suggestions.
Dave Aid.
Email Brian with your suggestions because obviously he's dropped the ball, so he needs suggestions. But y'all should just email Brian.
That's right. Email me. Let me know. Which leads us, of course, into Care Don't Care, the special E3 edition. So I will give you 8 topics. We'll go back and forth. Start with David, then to bless you, and then to Corey. And you guys had quick throw out your ideas on whether or not you care or don't care about these topics. So, David, we're starting with you.
All right.
The Tomb Raider reboot, care or don't care?
I care. I care a lot. Originally, this stems to the main topic of what we saw at E3. Originally, I was kind of upset they were rebooting it because it just seemed like they're trying to milk the franchise even more. But after what we've seen and all that stuff, I actually see them doing kind of what happened with Batman Begins, where the franchise is just kind of petering off, and everybody's like, we don't need another Batman. And then Chris Nolan's like, well, hear about this Batman. And everybody's like, oh my god, we want you to make a billion more like this. I mean, granted, I haven't actually gotten to play through the whole Tomb Raider, but from what I've seen, it looks like it's definitely a good start to the reboot. So I actually really care. I really hope that they continue through doing everything that we saw and just make that an epic reboot.
Corey?
I totally care. I can't wait for this game. I'm ready. With all the screenshots that I've seen, with all the in-game footage, it looks amazing. It really, really does. It's just one of those things, and we're due for a Tomb Raider reboot. Honestly, it's time for another Tomb Raider game. These things used to pop out like Skittles. It's been a while. The last one we have is Guardians of Light. That's great. That's awesome. But we need a new, fresh storyline. Get people back into it. I care. I cannot wait for this game. I'm excited. Make it anywhere remotely close to Uncharted, and I am in. You've got me. You've got my full attention. Let's do this thing. Let's go.
If you would have asked me before last Thursday, before we went and saw it, I would have said don't care. because it's Tomb Raider and no one cares anymore. David and I walked in there. I walked out a believer.
Thank you.
That was freaking amazing. And the best part is, she, it's the very, very beginning, so, she doesn't have a lot of she's athletic, but she doesn't have a lot of the skills that, you would have seen, she isn't, jumping, twirling with her legs in the air while she's shooting, doing some crazy tumbling act, she, struggles, tries to, pull, getting her footing and her hand holds and stuff, and, it feels more, tangible, like an actual someone actually trying to do something heroic, even though they necessarily aren't heroic. The grittiness, it felt like something I actually wanted to play, and I've never wanted to play a Tomb Raider game before.
I was actually really shocked that they went more of a realistic route with it as well. Granted, she doesn't fit standard proportions women should have, but it's a lot better than what they actually had before.
I was going to say, has she ever?
Yeah. No, I mean, she actually, she's not skinny necessarily. She's toned. She actually has muscles, and, her breasts aren't massive, moons that need their, someplace to, orbit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she actually looks like a woman who, maybe she spends too much time in the gym or something, but, she's toned.
Yeah.
Much more lifelike. All right. Let's move on. Number 2, Corey, you are starting us off. The distinct lack of new IPs at this year's E3.
I care about that, because there's a problem there. This is E3, people. You need to show me everything you got. I don't care whether it's bad. I don't care whether it's good. Just show me everything you're working on. And there was enough, but it was probably the lightest E3 we've had in a while. There really wasn't that many games that I was so stoked about I couldn't wait to get my hands on. There are obviously some serious ones. BioShock Infinite for one, Tomb Raider, obviously, Twisted Metal, Dead Island.
Not new, though.
But I mean,
Dead Island's a one.
Yeah, Dead Island's one. I mean, but Torchlight 2, which has been since last year. I mean, there's a lot of old stuff reimagined, and then some very, very... Then an SSX. We didn't know there was a new SSX coming. That's cool, Not enough to get me excited, but that's neat. But, it just seems like the industry is running out of ideas. And then with a lot of video game companies aren't actually going to Comic-Con this year, which means to me that you don't have much to show. So maybe this is like a lackluster year. There's just not enough to show. So hopefully E3 next year will pick up. But I was very disappointed this year. I really wanted a lot more things to blow me out of the water, and a lot more new IPs that I hadn't heard about in the past. We'll say since January, honestly. And there wasn't. I mean, even Star Wars: The Old Republic, we got a new cinematic out of them. That's great, but we're on number 3 now. So, I really wish they would have got more. I really wish let's have more games, more stuff we haven't heard about. I think the E3 kind of blew its load earlier in the year, and hopefully next year they can have more stuff that we're just shocked and awed about. So.
David?
As an aspiring game designer, I actually really do care about this. To me, I like sitting through the Nintendo conference. We didn't see there wasn't a single new IP. It was just something rehashed or something like that.
Yep.
And it was almost the same thing with Ubisoft. And pretty much everybody. It was a lot of rehashed ideas, or pretty much milking franchises that they already know have a huge fan base.
Right.
And it bugs me that nobody's coming up with any truly new IPs. I mean, it's been, I can't even remember when the last new innovation to just a gaming style or genre. It's almost everything's action adventure, platform, or first person shooter.
Yep.
Or rhythm now. And it's we've hit this stagnation point, and the only thing I can kind of attribute that to is that these companies, due to the economic, quote, economic crisis we're still fluttering through,
Right.
They're trying to keep everything tied up in the IPs they know are going to sell millions of copies.
Yep.
Which is why we're getting all these rehashed things out there. It's like nobody's actually wanting to push the envelope. Nobody's wanting to try anything completely brand new and take that risk. I mean, granted, we're getting some really good rehashes from what we've seen, but it's still the exact same game, or the gaming world. There's no new worlds to go check out. So I really do care.
No, I definitely care, and I know this is something that David, you and I talked a lot about last week. But I mean, like the Ubisoft conference, the one new game they had, like one new IP was Rocksmith, and we had known about that for forever.
Yeah.
You're right. Nintendo didn't have a one.
Yeah, except for their new system.
Yeah.
Which,
And also, I guess Sony had a few that were kind of new, but they looked like they were just projects that they canceled. Like the one Move game that pretty much looked like it took over Sorcery.
Right.
Yep. So I mean, it
was fun though.
It was, but it wasn't. It didn't seem brand new.
No. It was like a tech demo, and like we said at the time, it was like whatever happened to Sorcery, they took that and made this game.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely care about this, and and you're probably right. It probably is more economic related. The business people are saying, we just need to put out stuff that's going to make the money back on, what we're spending. But I'm worried. I mean, I have to admit, besides, I mean, I saw some really cool things from like indie developers, like Popo and Yo. I saw that in the PlayStation booth. That was really interesting. But other than that, I mean, like the big games, it was all Uncharted 3, Mass Effect 3, Battlefield 3. I mean, how many threes can you really deal with in one sitting?
Yeah, exactly.
Or Elder Scrolls 5.
Hey.
Okay, keep moving along. Number 3, start with David. Going Commando.
Going Commando. Oh, wait, on me or on somebody else?
Both.
On me, I care, because I like to have that extra layer of protection. On other people, I couldn't care. Actually, I care less if other people do. I'd prefer it if they did, because that gives them less protection. Yeah. Think about it.
Corey?
I'm a little disturbed by David's comments, so I don't know how I'm going to answer this exactly. Let's Going Commando. Okay. Yay or nay? Let me think. Agree. I'll agree. I'm all about it. I actually don't think I own underwear, so I'm good.
Now I'm disturbed. No, I really don't care. I figured, if other people, they don't feel like going that way, putting on extra, like David said, extra protection. I'm okay with that. I personally probably wouldn't do it so much. I like sitting around pantsless, so I gotta have something on.
Hands off, dance off.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, my problem is like shorts. Like if you're going Commando with shorts, I mean, the dude could show brain and like all hell would break loose. So
make fun of him for it and point it out to everybody you see.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Unless the dude's got like huge nuts, then it's just awkward.
Yeah, but then the whole time you're just making jokes like, "These nuts."
And then you know what sucks? Is that you stare at them the whole time. Whether you're at a meal, whether you're out for drinks, you're going to be like, oh god, it's like a train wreck. I can't look away. It's horrible. Why is that a question? We start with kittens and we end with Commando. Really?
I'm just, I just try to throw you guys off.
And you do.
Corey, you're up next for number 4. The fact that there were people waiting 2 to 3 hours to play Battlefield 3 or Star Wars: The Old Republic or the Wii U or the PS Vita,
Oh, agree or don't agree?
Care or do you care or don't care?
I don't care. Hello, you're at E3. You're at the largest gaming convention in the U.S. Like, everybody and their mother tries to go here to see every new game. So, why are you mad that you had to wait for 3 hours? Why are you mad, bro? Why are you mad? Really? You know you are in line for one of the most coveted games, whether it's Battlefield or whether it's Star Wars: The Old Republic. I mean, you're gonna wait in line, and they're gonna try and accommodate to you as best as they possibly can, which they did. But you're gonna wait in line. Suck it up. Bring your Nintendo DS. Bring your PSP. Sit there in line and play some video games, and shut up. If you were gonna go play like Barbie's Lost Land Adventure, you'd totally not. I mean, the line would be like 30 seconds, if that, and most of it would be like a bunch of 5 and 10-year-old girls. So you could just like push them out of the way and go play, and you're good to go. But you're playing these high-profile games. Suck it up. Bring a magazine. Seriously, it's like waiting in line at the bathroom. You gotta go. You gotta wait. End of story.
Okay.
It makes
David?
Let's see. Honestly, I'm mixed on it, just because I honestly don't care for the people who've snuck in or brought their kid to E3. They could sit there and wait 3 hours to watch that game. But I do care, though, when people like the media or even investors have to get told they have to sit in the line and wait 3 hours to actually go see something they're trying to do a job for.
Right.
You know, especially like investors, you know, the people who are giving out money, if they have to wait in a 3-hour line because they're either completely booked up and the only way to get in is through the general public, yeah, I do care about that. Because there's honestly, with it being industry and media only, there's no reason there should be a 3-hour line for anything. And,
agreed.
Yeah, I mean, I also like Battlefield. And the reason these lines are that long is because media and industry are given preferential treatment. And when I went and saw Battlefield, they had a 25-seat room or something like that, roughly. Yeah. And there was 23 of us in our thing from media and industry. So 2 people got to come in out of the general public, or general populace that was there. So which is why those lines get that long, especially because it was a half-hour demo.
Yep. but it was... Yeah.
It's if like Corey said, if they're going to sit there and do it, by all means, waste your money, because that lets you see 1, maybe 2 things for the day. Pump money back into that economy that obviously you have too much for. You know, if you're looking to get rid of some, David. But you obviously have the money and the time to sit there and do it. So I don't care about you. You could sit there as long as the people who are there to honestly do their job get the preferential treatment. And we actually did get some pretty decent treatment this year for just having a media pass and being part of the industry, because it's like they understood we were there to do a job, not to just fawn over the new whatever 3 it is.
Yeah, that you gotta being a gaming company, you gotta accommodate to the press, because if not, and not just I like press and media, because if not, you're just a guest. Who cares? You just might as well have not gotten done all the credentials and turn-ins and all that stuff for an extra badge. Well, you could have just got a regular badge and got the same treatment. So, I'm there. I'm a little bit there with David on that one.
Yeah. Actually, I don't really need to say anything because David basically said everything I was going to say. Because I almost feel bad for these people because, you know, like they are waiting there a very, very long time, but at the same time, it's an industry show, and I'm trying to do a job, and they're there to have a good time.
Yeah.
All right, Corey. Wait.
No, I was me. You're next.
Oh. Yeah. All right, David.
Yes.
Modern Warfare 3.
This was another one. It was like originally I couldn't care. It was just another Modern Warfare. It's another $600 billion game Activision's probably going to make, have out there. But then when we actually sat down and played it, I really, really care. That game was immensely fun. Honestly, the words cannot describe it right now. I'm kind of, Let's just say everybody should be jealous and want to touch me because I got to play Modern Warfare 3 before everybody else.
I'll touch you. I'll touch my foot in your ass. That's what I'll touch you. I can go to keep. Hating.
Corey?
Hater.
Do you care or not care about Modern Warfare 3?
I care. You know why? Because this is the first Modern Warfare that I watched the trailer for, that I saw the gameplay for, and I went, damn, this is a Modern Warfare I actually want to play. Don't get me wrong, I haven't played any of the previous ones, because, well, I mean, it's just not my thing. I'm the RPG guy. I don't want to play first-person shooters, military style, Black Ops, Call of Duty, yada, 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 yada. But I saw this one, and I was like, ooh, yes, please. So I care. I'm keeping a good eye on this one because I actually may participate when it comes out.
I'm definitely in the care bundle, and a lot of the same reasons that David was. We sat down for that survival mode, and that is just damn fun.
Yeah.
That is something that my brother and I are going to sit down and, we're going to sit and play that for a couple of days straight. And we're going to have a good time with that. And that's something I actually want to play. The single-player campaign, whatever. But
multiplayer.
But it is definitely something I'm looking forward to. And I don't own any Call of Duty Modern Warfare games. So, Corey, back to you. The number of people who had paid attendee badges.
The number of people that have paid attendee badges?
Yeah, so there were different badges, they had different colors. So if you're an actual exhibitor, you had a green badge, we had blue badges.
Yeah.
And then there were the purple badges. Basically they're just people who paid money to get in.
And lots of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you paid for it. E3 has to be funded somehow. Honestly. I mean, this place doesn't play for itself. You gotta have the convention center, you gotta have booth space, you got to make sure there's enough to accommodate all these people. So you have to have the cash flow coming in somehow. I mean, you got lots of guys just coming to kick it in, play the latest video games, wait in line for 3 hours, whatever they have to do, and participate. So, I mean, it's cool to say that, you got these badges and you were one of those guys that paid $300 to get it. How much was the badge for the exhibitor? Not the exhibitor, I'm sorry.
I think it was I think it was a $500 badge.
Yeah, okay, so you have $500 to drop. That's cool. Why so many? Because everybody wanted to be a part of it. E3 is an experience. It's one of those things that very few people get access to. So you're going to pay out the ass to obviously go and be a part of that. That's socialization. This one, I wouldn't have paid $500 for personally because, well, Ubisoft would have just ruined the whole thing for me. Totally not worth $500. But on the flip side, you have these guys, you have these kids, you have these, young folk, we'll just call them that, the younger generation that want to be...
so old, Corey.
Yeah.
So old.
It's ridiculous. I'm going to be 30 this year. But you have all these, the younger generation that feel the gaming is huge now. So you're going to spend $500 to see the latest and greatest and see what's going to come out in the next year and play it and participate in it and be able to brag to your friends that you had hands-on time with it. But at the same time... It used to be a very private, here's E3, bring the media, not access to the public unless you can drop a good small fortune. It's kind of getting away from that. I think E3 is becoming more publicized. It's becoming more public. It's going to be the new Comic-Con for video games. It's going to be anybody can go, and then it's going to be packed to the balls. And then they're going to have another conference for all the media and just start from scratch. But neither here nor there. Yeah, there's a lot of people going. Yeah, there's a lot of $500, being spread out. But it's good for E3 because they need to have that capital coming in. I know how David feels. I'll tell you right. I could totally answer for you.
Do it.
I want to hear.
Yeah. So David. Okay. Wait a second. That's not how this game is played. I'm playing the wrong games apparently.
Well, I want to hear your impersonation of me. Saying whether I care or not care about this.
Okay, David's care or don't care. David's answer is care. And David says, F the masses, it should be media only. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Wow, you are so far off.
What?
I do say care. And
okay, so 50% right there.
So far, yes, you've been 50% right. And the thing is I think they just need to limit them down because they have to pay for this convention somehow besides forcing all of the companies to shell out all of the money for it. Because, I mean, conventions take money to pretty much go on. And as we noticed it there, is almost all of the booths were way smaller than they have been in the past. Mm-hmm. And I think that's because they've been trying to force the developers and the publishers and all the companies to fork the money over before, and probably still. So I do care because they're trying to milk money out of these people who are just trying to get their games out there, get the press out there, and all that stuff. So if you want to charge $500, $600, $700 for just a pay attendee to show up, that's less money these companies have to pay to have their PR people, their developers there showing off these games and talking about these games. I mean, was it even like for instance, Deep Silver, who had one of the newest IPs, Dead Island, even though it's another first-person shooter zombie game, the way they twisted it or whatever, it is a new IP, and they were crammed upstairs in one of the little small conference rooms. I accidentally stumbled upon it on the last day of the convention where they were at. And I can guarantee it's because they're still a small company and they didn't have the money to shell out for a big publicized booth space. So they had to keep this huge IP kind of hidden away. So if, we have to have people, basic attendees there shelling out $700, $800, more power to them.
Well, I was way off.
Wow.
I'm totally just like, wow, all right.
Both your jaws just dropped, didn't?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, not exactly what I was expecting, but that's cool.
I'm gonna say care, but more in the way that Corey and I thought that David would react. But I see David's point of view. I mean, I can understand that they would want to, try to take advantage of those people that want to come. But in that case, then the first 2 hours needs to be non-purple badge people, like non-attendee badge people. Then it needs to be so that I have a chance to go in there because, we didn't get all the appointments that we wanted because we had some things that were just booked over each other, and we weren't always able to get in. We weren't always able to get to everything that we wanted to, and some of the things we had to scooch in there. Like one time, like when David went to see Battlefield 3, then I went and played the Operation Raccoon City. Just because I waited in line with other people, just so I could play this in between, the 60 appointments we did have.
Skyrim.
Well, I didn't even get a chance to play Operation Raccoon City because of all of the appointments we had. I was standing in line just to do that, and then we had to go off to Skyrim, so I couldn't play Resident Evil.
Yeah. So it was a little different. So, yeah, I mean, I do care, but I would like, if they're going to go that route, then I would like some press only time, or a press day, or something. I don't know.
It's just something to where it's only, the couple hundred of us in this huge space and not the couple, thousand in the space waiting in line. Because if I've only got to wait for one person, I'll wait for one person. But
I don't care.
I was waiting for Raccoon City for almost a half hour, and there was 4 people in front of me. So.
Yeah. Crap, David, you're up. It's care, don't care for BioShock Infinite.
I actually do care. Just because of what we saw in the demo, I don't think a lot of people know what Irrational Games kind of has in store. Like I said in my my impressions article, instead of just being kind of the prequel everybody's thinking of, or just another take on the BioShock universe, I actually do think that the reason they chose Infinite as the subtitle is because they're going with the dimensions, or something like that, where they have infinite possibilities, and Elizabeth has the ability to tap into all those. Because in the actual demo, we're sitting there and she's trying to revive a horse, like I was describing, and somehow they're in the middle of like I'm assuming like New York or L.A. with a fire truck barreling down on them. It's like in the 1990s.
Intense.
Where was it?
It was intense.
Oh.
The scene was intense.
Oh yeah. It was just
intense Michigan.
It took. Yeah, no, it just kind of it shocked me because I went in there expecting kind of like I said, a prequel or a sequel or just something like that, and that made me realize that Irrational Games might be going more of a different path with the whole BioShock universe, and showing that it's all different kinds of things are possible. So I really do care. I really want to see what they have in store because I don't think it's going to be just another sequel or prequel.
Any Corey?
Wow. I'm going to feel really bad about this. I don't care at all. Not even in the least bit. And that's probably because I never got on the BioShock bandwagon. It did not.
Play the first one?
I played a little bit of it, and I was like, yeah, okay, it's cool. I mean, the concept was cool. The idea was cool. The graphics were very cool. I mean, it was cool overall. It's cool, man. It's cool. Ice cold, cool. But and the third one, I see a lot of trailers, and I'm like, oh wow, that looks like a really cool game. But it just doesn't appeal to me. I'm just like, yeah, another BioShock game, yet another third game of something, another franchise that's just going to keep going. And I'm like, yeah, okay, great. Will I give it a shot? Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'm not going to be mean against the game, but honestly, it's not something that I'm looking forward to that I have to have. So let the hate mail begin. I'm not a BioShock fan. I'll admit it. I'm not scared. It's not my
I would
thing.
just like to say, everybody listening, would you kindly please send Corey some hate mail?
Specifically about BioShock, not just general, not just overall, not because,
And all of you BioShock fans out there should have understood the reference that Corey didn't. So please, would you kindly send him some hate mail?
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, it's just not my thing. Not my thing, man. So, yeah, I don't care. Sorry. I'm that guy.
That's fine.
Yeah. And end call. No, I care just because it's not that I have this great love for BioShock or anything, but just the way they have the rail, like how jumping from rail to rail, like the actual it feel like, even though you obviously can't feel it, it feels like the wind is rushing against you as you're going down these these giant rails.
It's 4D.
It's 4D. Yes.
He's completely on it right there. It I don't know. It's something with the visuals or something. It just definitely gives you that sensation.
Yeah. I mean, it's fast paced and frenetic, and I gotta try it at least. If I can't stay necessarily that I'm gonna love this game right off the bat, I at least need to try it because they showed enough in this demo that makes me want to play it. All right, number 8, last question. Corey, you start us off.
Okay.
Care or don't care about the question, who won E3?
Oh my god. Okay. Ubisoft. Ubisoft won it. There it is. Done. Game over. Mr. Caffeine rocked that joint. He was amazing. He was energetic. He was the best host ever. No. How do you say that? Okay. Winner of E3. I don't care. Because there really was no winner this year, in my opinion. Nobody had anything that was going to throw somebody out of the park. I mean, even the announcement of Halo 4 was like, meh, okay,
yeah. Yay,
there's another one. Halo fans are like, yes, yeah, the multiplayer is not what I wanted. It uses Halo Reach, blah, blah, blah. There was nothing that made me go, okay, that's awesome. Even the PS Vita, I was just like, yeah, come up with a better name.
That's because you didn't try it, man.
Yeah. Okay, touchscreen on the back, touchscreen on the front, touchscreens all over the damn machine. Whatever. I don't care. There was no winner, in my opinion. It was just a very bland E3. I don't care. You can't compare it on this E3 because nobody had anything that was groundbreaking. Not a single person. Even freaking Nintendo with their iPad wannabe program running with the Wii console. Who cares? That's cool, but it's not next generation gaming. It's not. It's not groundbreaking. So there is no winner, and we just have to come to terms with it. It was a less than it wasn't the greatest E3 in the world. There wasn't anything that made me go, I had to jump out of my seat and have right then and there. So no, there's no winner.
David?
All right, get ready to be shocked. I actually do care about the phrase "the winner of E3," because I think it should just be fucking abolished from the English, fucking from all languages. Pardon my French there, because there really is no winner in all this except for the gamers. It's all down to, it doesn't matter if Microsoft brought out their new billion-dollar project or Sony did. It's what we're getting because we're the consumer. We're buying all this stuff. So if anybody needs to win, it needs to be us, not these companies. And all these companies need to do is give us something that we want. Because when you say Xbox One E3, PlayStation One E3, all that is being a fanboy about your particular brand.
Right.
And
I
not
agree.
fully enjoying all gaming as it is.
I agree.
And I care because I hate that term so much. I think it was Justin. I had a conversation with him on Twitter about it because I don't see, no matter what, if like the new Wii console came out and it did holograms, full touchable holograms. Yeah, I'd be impressed. I would swear I'm the winner, except for my pocketbook's going to be out like thousands of dollars for it. But I would not declare Nintendo the winner. Yeah, they're going to make an ass ton of money, but in the end, I'm going to have holograms at home, so I win.
True that. I agree wholeheartedly. Because, you can't have a winner. You really can't. I mean, you're right, David. The winner is the gamer. The gamer wins because we have competition. And as long as there's strong competition in the gaming field, we will always have great games, better graphics, and better titles. And that's it. It's not up against the companies. It's what you have for IPs. It's what you have for hardware. It's what's out there in the field.
So I actually say that us as gamers, for the most part, did lose this E3.
Yeah, I agree.
There was not very many new IPs and a couple of cool, hardware that's coming out. But
yeah, you can golf on the Wii again.
So Brian.
Well, before I give my answer, I will say, who won E3? Felicia Day won E3.
She did.
Because, man, I had never seen anyone get more excited about fucking pulling flowers in Skyrim as she was as excited as she was in that demonstration. I
will trump you on that, and I will say I won that because it was totally worth it to watch her look at her iPhone, see that I tweeted about her, and then have her scan the Skyrim room to see who did that. She was looking for me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like looking over where she was at, and she like showed it to the guy that was sitting next to her, and she started looking around the room.
Well played, sir. Well played indeed.
Oh God, that's fantastic. I didn't realize that. Oh, that's hilarious.
We'll let you go back to your Felicia Day.
Anyway, but I'm actually just going to say I don't care because David, you bring up a lot of good points about the consumer winning or whatever, but I just think that we as consumers of video games, we really and I don't know why, but we seem to harp on this every flippin' episode, but we need to grow up.
What?
Screw you,
hippie.
I'm being very, very serious about this when I'm saying, someone doesn't have to win. It's not a frigging contest for who's if you want to be brand loyal, that is perfectly fine. That is, maybe you like AIM over Crest or something.
Wow.
That's that's something. If you want to say that, I really like, Bethesda games or, I'm a big fan of Bungie or, BioWare. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with, being brand loyal or liking a particular company, but, really, winning. There's some prize to be to be had. I mean, the only thing that there's even that there is to win are the VGAs, and no one actually wants to win. I just feel like we have to get past this winning and losing thing, and instead focus on the fact that Microsoft's press conference was really, really Kinect heavy and kind of boring.
But every Kinect fan won.
Yeah, and that's true. Well, no. Every Kinect fan won until the guy brought up the Kinect Star Wars and went, lightsaber on!
Oh,
and then started swinging his arm back and forth.
Yeah.
That's when we all lost. Right then is when we lost.
You're going to be that guy, Brian. You're going to be that guy in your living room doing that. It's cool. It's all right. You can admit it.
I own a Kinect, and I really, really wanted that Star Wars game right up until that saying.
I think
and I'm like,
you and
there
everybody
has
else
to be something else. There has to be something else I can do, or signal, or something.
Honestly, that kind of that style of a thing, it really does fit the Wii or the PlayStation works. You just need to have something in your hand,
right?
When you're doing
That's
that.
what she said.
Oh, sad.
Oh, the whole podcast was going that way. Silence.
Oh. Chirp, 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 chirp. So that is our Care Don't Care segment. If people have suggestions for Care Don't Care, let me know. Because I have to come up with these things, and obviously, I mean I'm smart, but I can always use help.
Well, I'm sure that our tens of fans would love to get to know us a little better and actually see what some of the things we care and don't care, both in gaming and just in general.
Yeah, maybe that's what we can do next podcast is the personal Care Don't Care. Corey's sweat problem. Care Don't Care.
I have a sweat problem? I need to get that fixed.
I have lasers that do that now.
Wait, I gotta go. Quick.
They have the internet at computers now?
Can I Google that?
I just call it the magic porn box.
Hey.
Hey-o.
Hello. All right. So we already touched on it because, like I said, Don't Care was E3 special. So E3 2011. I guess we've kind of, like I said, we already touched on it, but maybe it wasn't the most spectacular year. But I still say that my biggest concern still lies in the fact that there are really no new IPs outside of the independent developer or small company, like that sort of thing.
And I completely agree with you. And on top of that, it looks like the independent developers section was even smaller than it was last year.
Yep.
That's sad, really.
And they're the ones coming up with new stuff. Like I think I came across one that their huge gimmick, besides giving away like a free shirt to get people to look at it, was they actually had the developers there working on the game while they were showing it off.
Wow.
So you're actually watching the company build the game that they're trying to promote and to show that. And that's how small of a company it was. It was like they wanted to have their people there, but having their people there meant that's 4 or 5 days where they don't have somebody working on their title.
Right.
But yeah, it's the lack of IPs, lack of anything that really struck that wow factor, I guess.
Okay, so press conferences were fun. Yeah, there were a lot of repeat IPs. We have a lot of, Nintendo I think did the worst with everything they had. I think a lot of people were expecting more action from the new Wii console. We got a controller and a possible view of a box that looks just like a Wii in the previews.
It's exactly what it looks like, yeah.
It was cool to see the controller, but there wasn't enough for me to get excited about. Ubisoft, obviously, the worst press conference I've ever seen in my life. Then you have Sony did theirs. They brought new hardware. I think everybody was expecting a next gen console to be announced, and that didn't happen. Even with Wii's controller, they actually didn't announce the console, and I think that's kind of put a damper on the whole E3.
See, what I think they actually did need. Sorry, you can finish. I'll
no, go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
Well, no, what I remember was the huge great thing about some of the conferences that it seemed to be lacking is everything out there. We already heard rumors about. We've already seen stuff, but like last year when they announced Portal was coming to the PS3, nobody had a clue about that, and I think the PlayStation conference got just as loud as it did when everybody heard that the Vita was going to be AT&T specific. just in the opposite direction.
Yeah,
you know?
I was gonna say
there were cheers, not jeers, for the Portal thing. But it was one of those things. It's like nobody had a clue about it, and they just snuck it. The same thing with Twisted Metal at the end of the Sony's conference last year. There were just two IPs that yes, they were rehashes, but nobody had a clue about them, and that generated a lot of excitement.
And that's exactly it. That's exactly it. There was nothing that made everybody in the audience go, yes, I need that. I want this. I have to have it. It was
a lot of Nintendo conference next to me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, Corey, I'm sorry. We do have to correct you. Guy who sat next to David.
Very excited.
Very, very excited about the chorus and the orchestra playing Zelda tunes.
I swear he's about to...
That is cool. That is great. I really enjoyed the fact that you can download, you can get Zelda music. That's awesome. I think it's great that they're going to do Ocarina of Time, whatever, again. That's great. Awesome. It's going to be